Hey there everyone. Well, I guess it's time to explore the world of Hisui. Now before I get started, let me go ahead and say, if you plan on playing this game and you don't want the story ruined for you, then I suggest not watching this video. But if you don't plan on playing this game and you're curious to see what it's all about, this is the video for you. Also, if you may have skipped a lot of the scenes in the story and you just wanted to refresh your memory, this could be very helpful. A lot of story elements can be overlooked with this game because it is definitely a lot different than the rest of the games. Anyhow, I'm done blabbering. Go ahead and grab yourself a snack or a tasty beverage because this is a big one. Let's jump right into it. So right in the beginning of the game, you're greeted by this spectral being. Is that God? Nope, it's Arceus. Or is it Arceus? Honestly, I don't really know, but I'm just gonna say Arceus because that's what I've always called it since I was a kid. Anyways, he basically asks what you look like and what your name is, sort of like the character creation thing. And then out of nowhere, you're floating in this void and you're trying to grab your phone like, oh, give me my phone. I can't lose my phone. And then you just vanish. Eventually, you're woken up by the professor of this game, Professor Laventon, on a beach. Apparently, you fell out of the sky. Well, more specifically, the void that's in the sky. It's Death Mountain. No, it's actually called a space-time rift. If you fell out of that thing, how the hell did you not die? Anyways, your character doesn't have any idea where he's at. You're more than likely sent back in time or to another dimension by Arceus. Seeing that you're in a whole new world and you have literally nowhere to go, the professor decides to help you out. But first, you have to help him out. Great. His 3 Pokemon go running off and he's not really good at catching Pokemon, so he has you do it. On your way to go catch the Pokemon, you find your phone. Or is it your phone? It seems Arceus turned your phone into this thing called an Arc phone. The phone has a message for you, probably directly from Arceus. It says to seek out and catch all Pokemon. I don't know. You know, maybe Arceus is working in cahoots with Professor Oak. So anyways, the professor gives you a few Pokeballs and you catch the 3 starter Pokemon. Apparently Pokeballs were just invented and not very many people know how to use them very well yet. So catching those 3 Pokemon so quickly is considered a very impressive feat. That's when he decides to ask you to help him finish the Pokedex. It's all coming together now. So now that you two are in agreement, he decides to take you to his village, Jubilife Village. And wow, not a very welcoming entrance. Everybody's gossiping about you. I guess outsiders aren't very welcome in this village. Assholes. He says he has to go inside and report that the Pokemon were caught. So he just leaves you on your own. It's like, bro, why would you leave me alone? They all hate me. They're gonna kick my ass. So he asks you to go wait at the canteen. So we mosey on over because we don't know what else to do. You try to order yourself a nice fat meal from the chef, but he kicks you out because you're not part of the Galaxy team. Well, how the hell do I join then? After the chef slams the door on you, this girl comes walking up to you. She immediately starts talking crap about your outfit and then asks how you even got into town. I guess you're only allowed into town if you have ties with somebody who currently lives in it. Then the professor walks up. Apparently her name is Akari and she works with him in the Survey Corps. If you play the female protagonist, then it'll be the boy named Ray. Anyway, so the professor tells her that he plans on making you part of the Survey Corps and she immediately scowls at him. She says you can't just add him to the group unless you get Captain Celine's approval. And then here comes Captain Celine. She has no eyebrows. So she says she will allow you to join the Survey Corps. But you have to be good. I guess Professor Laventon explained to her that you don't have anywhere to live, so you'll need to stay in this town to eat and sleep. She won't just let you join if you can't do your job, so she wants you to prove that you can do it. She says you look to be about 15 years old, which is kind of funny. It's like the first time Pokemon's ever acknowledged your character's age. So she says you could stay in the village tonight, but tomorrow you'll need to prove yourself by completing a trial that she administers. And well, so that settles it. You're sort of in the Galaxy team now, so it's time to get that fat meal. Whenever you complete a major task, you'll end up having a meal with Akari and Laventon like this, so get used to this scene. I guess people are still kind of up in the air about the fact that you fell out of that space-time rift, so people are going to be very suspicious about you for a while. After your meal, Celine comes to remind you about your trial. She says that if you don't pass, you'll be kicked out of the village forever, or you'll probably die in the mountains. Thanks. Anyways, she shows you to your quarters, and now we go to sleep. While you're asleep that night, this cutscene with this huge lightning strike that appears out of a space-time rift happens. I wonder what that's all about. So the next morning, you get woken up by Akari, and you're brought to the Galaxy Team headquarters. Here you talk to Captain Celine. She gives you the details on your trial. You have to catch 3 specified Pokemon, and then you get a satchel. Now to catch Pokemon, we obviously need to have a partner Pokemon, right? Well, Professor Laventon comes with those 3 starters. Just a heads up, the 3rd evolution is different in this game for these Pokemon. They have Hisuian forms, so just be aware of that. So I chose Cyndaquil, and we head off to the front gate to start our trial. You see Akari talking to some tall blonde dude. His name is Volo of the Ginkgo Guild. He kinda reminds me of N. The Ginkgo Guild is simply just an organization of traders. He wants to battle you out of nowhere, so here's our first Pokemon battle. It's a lot different in this game. You can run around during battle, and the turn system is a lot different. It seems to be more speed-based. Anyhow, now that we're done dealing with Volo, it's finally time to leave the village. Now here we are at Obsidian Fieldlands. So pretty much you just go about your trial. You have to catch a Shinx, a Bidoof, and a Starly. Akari is there helping you the whole time, and she gives you advice as to how to go about catching Pokemon. It's all a big tutorial. Yeah, the tutorial stuff in this game go on for very long, so get used to it. So now that you're done capturing the 3 Pokemon, it's time to head back to the Galaxy Team headquarters and report back with the captain. She's actually really impressed, and she gives you your uniform. She has you introduce yourself to the commander, Kamado. He'll be the main guy issuing your missions throughout the game. Once you get back to Captain Celine, you find out that you are a no-star ranking. As you fill up your Pokedex, you can increase your ranking up to 10-star ranking. The higher your ranking is, the more items you can craft and the more requests you can take. Crafting and requests? What the hell are those? Well, the next few missions are going to be tutorials explaining all that to you, but I'm going to skip it for you guys, because I love you. Pretty much your current objective is to get to 1-star rating, so you gotta go and capture and battle tons of Pokemon to get more Pokedex information. Once you've gotten enough XP towards your ranking, you can report to Celine and get your first star. Well, since we finished another major task, it's time to eat more food. Hell yeah! They're discussing a task that Akari was supposed to do, but she wants you to do it instead because I guess she's not very good at battling. So the next day, that's exactly what you guys do. But first, Akari wants to battle you. I guess she doesn't get along very well with her partner Pokemon, Pikachu, so she wants to battle you to see if she can learn some things from you. Anyways, Akari still has that task that she was supposed to do, but she wants you to come with her still, so you have to meet this woman named Mai in Obsidian Fieldlands by a bridge. This guy won't get out of the way. Move! Shit! Yeah, you can't swim in this game. Don't fall in the water. Anyways, you make it to the other side of the bridge, and now you get to meet Mai. She's one of the wardens of the Diamond Clan. Diamond Clan? Who the hell are they? Well, you're part of the Galaxy Team, but then there's the Pearl Clan and the Diamond Clan. They have settlements on the map. You might have missed them if you weren't really exploring very much. You can compare the wardens to like gym leaders or trial leaders from Gen 7. It's a similar concept. These 2 clans have been in the Hisui region for a lot longer than the Galaxy Team. Anyways, Mai wants to battle you to make sure you're strong enough to help her with her task. After your battle, she gives you a quick history lesson of what they call the Almighty Sinnoh. The Almighty Sinnoh apparently created the entire universe and is the absolute controller of time. Now, the Pearl Clan believes that the Almighty Sinnoh is the controller of space. Anyways, the Pearl and Diamond clans are descendants of the original inhabitants of Hisui, and apparently there's still Pokemon that have connections to the Almighty Sinnoh. That's the job of the Wardens. Each Warden acts as sort of an ambassador for each of these what they call noble Pokemon, and that leads us to our task. Apparently there's this Pokemon called an Alpha Pokemon, which is pretty much just a super big Pokemon that's super aggressive. It's causing problems in one of the noble Pokemon's resting place, so we have to go get rid of it. Once you get there, you have to battle this Alpha Kricketune. They're way stronger than normal Pokemon, so they can be pretty tough battles sometimes. After you beat the Kricketune, Mai is actually impressed with the way you handle yourself and compares you to the hero of legend. Then the noble Pokemon Wyrdeer pops up. Mai talks about how people used to ride on Wyrdeer back in the day, so maybe we'll get to. Anyhow, it's time to get back to Jubilife Village so we can get another hot meal. During the meal, the chef, Benny, comes up to you guys and lets you in on a rumor about this Pokemon called Kleavor. Apparently it got struck by lightning and it's been acting crazy since. It injured a bunch of the Galaxy team members, so somebody needs to go deal with it. Professor Laventon sort of just volunteers you. I mean, even if I wanted to object, they would just kick me out of the town if I said no, so I guess we gotta go do it. So the next day we get woken up by Akari and we have to head to the commander's office. On your way there, you see these two people squabbling like a bunch of high schoolers outside of the headquarters. The blue guy is Adaman, he's the leader of the Diamond Clan, and the red girl is Irida, the leader of the Pearl Clan. I guess their clans don't really like each other very much, and you have to meet up with both of them and the commander. Kleavor is actually revered by the Pearl Clan. Its warden is part of the Pearl Clan actually, so if one of the Diamond members was to battle it, it might actually spark a war between the Pearl Clan. So they decide that it would be smarter for an outsider to deal with it. You know what that means. So now we have to head back to Obsidian Fieldlands and meet up with the warden of Kleavor to see what we can do to calm it down. This is Lian, the warden for Kleavor. He doesn't really seem to want anything to do with you, so he tries to battle you to get you to run off. After you beat him, his leader Irida comes by and kind of explains things. Her people didn't really want to rely on the help of outsiders to quell this frenzy, but they really don't have very many options, seeing that Kleavor has been attacking people. They want to come up with the way to quell this frenzy without actually hurting their noble Pokemon. So after some back and forth, you come up with the idea of creating bombs made out of the Pokemon's favorite foods. But before you head back to Kleavor, Adaman and Mai have a gift for you. I guess the Wyrdeer wants to help you with quelling Kleavor's frenzy. So they give you a Celestica flute. With this flute, you'll be able to call various riding Pokemon throughout the game. Sweet! Anyways, let's go back to Kleavor. And after a quick battle with Irida, now we have to fight Kleavor with bombs. Each noble Pokemon that you'll battle is like a huge boss fight. It's kind of fun. After the battle, it seems Kleavor has finally calmed down. It seems to look at you with the sign of respect and then gives you the insect plate. The lightning strike that set off this frenzy was from the space-time rift. There's still a lot they don't know about this phenomenon, but for now, let's head back to Jubilife Village. After a night of well-earned rest, you wake up the next morning to this really loud lady named Arizu. She kind of looks like Lorelei. She's one of the wardens for the Diamond Clan, and she seems to be really obsessed with the hair salon. I guess she has business with the commander, so I guess we're going to be working with her. Arizu is telling the commander about a Pokemon called Ursaluna that appears to be frenzied. She's a warden, but this is actually not the Pokemon she's supposed to be looking after. There's a different warden that's supposed to be looking after it, but they just don't care, I guess. Lazy ass. So Ursaluna is located in the Crimson Mirelands, so on our way out the gate, we get stopped by Akari and she wants to battle again. Now that you're done battling her, we can finally head to the Crimson Mirelands. We don't really know much about Ursaluna, so the smartest thing to do would be to go to Ursaluna's warden. But where is she? You find the warden, Kalaba, hanging out inside of the Solocian ruins. You offer to help her, but it seems that she doesn't really like the way the Galaxy team goes about handling Pokemon, and she already turned down Arizu of the Diamond Clan, so she definitely doesn't want help from us either. Great. On your way out, you bump into Volo again, and he wants to battle out of nowhere. Screw you, man. After the battle, he explains to you why the old lady is here. A group of bandits chipped a fragment off of this ancient wall, and she's pretty old, so all she can really do is sit here and stand guard, just in case anybody tries to steal any more of it. And she's 99 years old, she can't just go and chase them down. So, we have to go find the bandits and retrieve the fragment. So when you find their camp, they all ambush you. They're a trio called the Misfortune Sisters. There's Charm, Clover, and Coin. Yeah, nice names. Each of these sisters were actually part of a clan at one point. They ended up leaving because they didn't agree with their clan's beliefs. So now they're stuck to live in the wild. And that's pretty damn hard in Hisui, considering every Pokemon is out to kill you. Anyways, they're a pretty goofy trio, and you only have to battle one of them this time. So you get the fragment back, and you can head back to Solocian Ruins. She seems really humbled by the fact that you were willing to bring her the tablet, even though she completely shut you down earlier. It seems that this ancient unknown text means a lot to her. It says, all lives touch other lives to create something anew and alive, whatever that means. But it means a lot to her, so now she's willing to let you help finally. She takes you to a place where she can call for the apparently frenzied Ursaluna. He doesn't look too frenzied to me. So after you battle him, it seems he was enraged because he had some sort of poison powder over his coat. He wasn't actually frenzied, but it makes you wonder, where the hell did the poison come from? Anyhow, now that Calaba has taken care of the poison, he's calmed down, and now we get to ride Ursaluna. He works sort of like the item finder. You can track down hidden items that are buried and he'll dig them up. When you head back to Jubilife, you go check on Commander Kamado, and you find Adaman and Benny there. It seems that the warden Arizu, that redhead girl, has known that her noble has been frenzied for a while, but she hasn't said anything to anybody, not even the leader, and he just found out now, so he's pissed off about that. So they're all starting to get really suspicious of Arizu because of the whole Ursaluna situation. She was the one that reported it after all. They want you to look into the matter because they don't want no war breaking out. Awesome. Well, I guess that means we gotta go find Arizu then. Benny said that she was just recently eating at his restaurant, so you use the scent of the food that she ate to track her down with Ursaluna. Wait a sec, she's not in the Galaxy team? Why the hell is she allowed to eat there? When you find her, she's posing on the ground like a wannabe Instagram model. She's actually really surprised that you were able to find her in the middle of nowhere like this. I guess she was getting chased by a Pokemon and she sprained her ankle. Well, that sucks. Calaba shows up randomly and Arizu gets all freaked because earlier she got shut down by Calaba, but she said she's here to apologize. She didn't realize that the Lilligant was frenzied and that she was just trying to help Ursaluna and Lilligant. And she's also sorry that she just simply didn't listen to Arizu in the first place. Apparently the reason why Ursaluna was freaking out was because he got too close to the frenzied Lilligant, and the Pokemon's strong perfume stuck to his coat and made him all angry. I guess she stayed at Jubilife earlier because she learned from the professor that these bombs are the way that you quelled the Cleavor, so she was collecting the ingredients to make them herself and quell the Lilligant. It seems she was trying too hard to do everything herself. Then Adaman shows up. He says he would have been willing to help if she would have just simply told him that there was a problem, but she kept everything to herself. Anyways, now that everything's figured out, and there's no way Arizu can quell Lilligant on a sprained ankle, now it's time for you to quell the Lilligant. That's not Lilligant. Well, it is Lilligant, but it's the Hisuian Lilligant. It jumps around like a ballerina and tries to drop kick you every chance it gets. Once you've quelled the Lilligant, it seems to be a lot happier that it's not frenzied. And it gives you the metal plate. Sweet. It seemed that by working together, all three of the groups, Galaxy Team, Pearl Clan, and Diamond Clan, seem to work the best, so hopefully this trend continues. Anyhow, it's time to head back to Jubilife City. The next morning, you wake up to this really loud lady. Oh, it's Arizu again. I guess the old hairdresser was looking to retire, so she's actually going to be his successor and take over the shop. That's pretty cool. Basically, you get more hairstyles, and you have the ability to unlock more as you progress through the game. Anyhow, it's on to the next mission. But first, Kamado wants to show you something on Prelude Beach. You both welcome a bunch of new travelers to live in their village. Wait, what? Where was my welcome invitation? You treated me like I was a damn war criminal, and you're just gonna let them in for free? That's not fair. Anyways, he gives you this stern little talking to about the dangers of Pokemon. It's like he thinks you're getting too comfortable with them, and he's ready to make harsh decisions if he needs to. Alrighty, dude. Then Akari comes by and says that the Pearl Clan leader is here for something, so we gotta go meet up with her. Apparently, there's been attacks reported from shadowy figures on this island called Fire Spit Island, which is part of Cobalt Coastlands. There's no nobles for us to quell here, because I guess supposedly the noble here actually passed away. She says that she would have the warden of the noble that passed away look into these matters, but I guess her situation is complicated. So of course, we gotta look into this. So off to the Cobalt Coastlands we go. On our way out of town, we bump into Leanne. Shut up, Clay Jr. Or Senior. So the warden of the passed away noble is Paulina. I guess a lot of people in the Pearl Clan have been talking crap about her because she doesn't have a noble anymore. Is that really her fault? Who knows? Anyways, it's time to leave. Once you get to the Cobalt Coastlands, you see Irida playing her flute. She wants to battle you because she's tired of feeling weak around all the other leaders, so let's go. She sends out her Glaceon and an Eevee. Hey, that's 2 against 1. That's not fair, you asshole. She tells you a little more about Polina. I guess Polina is actually taking care of the son of the original noble, and people want her to train it up to be the next lord, but she doesn't want to. Why not? Anyways, I guess that has a lot of people talking bad about her and thinks that she doesn't deserve to be a warden anymore. I guess Polina is a really close friend to Irida, so she really wants to help her out with this. When you get to her, she has 2 Hisuian Growliths. No, the big one is not the son of the noble, the small one is. The Growlith's father, Arcanine, actually died while saving its life. The Growlithe was swept away into the ocean and Arcanine jumped in to save it, but died in the process. So this Growlithe is super afraid of the water. The reason why she doesn't want to train it up to be the successor to the Arcanine, because she wants it to live the life that it wants to live. She doesn't want to force it to do something that it doesn't want to do. I guess that's respectable. Anyhow, the reason that we came to Cobalt Coastlands was so we can get to Firespit Island and investigate the spooky attacks. But we can't get there without a boat or something. She says that Iscan, the Diamond Clan warden, can help you out so you could surf across with the Pokemon Basculegion. On your way over to Viscan, you bump into Volo. He seems to be really interested in those plates that you get when you quell the frenzied nobles. Anyways, you finally get to Iscan, and well, this guy is pretty timid. He tries to tell you that he can't help you, but really he's just too afraid to help you because in order to get Basculegion to let you surf on its back, you need to make its favorite food, and to make its favorite food, you need to have access to the Pokemon Dusclops, and this guy is afraid of ghosts. So you go out and catch a Dusclops, and then he begins cooking the food, and then Dusclops supplies the final touches. So when you go to feed Basculegion, Polina comes by. I guess her and the Growlites wanted to see the Basculegion again. Apparently during the whole incident when Arcanine died, she was swept away in the ocean too, and Iscan and his Basculegion were there to rescue her. So, I guess she really adores him now. While Paulina's going on and on about how much she likes Iscan, the Misfortune Sisters pop up. What the hell do you assholes want? The bandits kidnap the noble Growlithe, well, at least what they think is the noble Growlithe, and they take it to Firespit Island. I guess they're going to try to force evolve it so they can use it for whatever they're trying to accomplish. Paulina begs you for your help. Iscan has never actually battled with Pokemon before, and Paulina can't stop them because she has to look after the small noble Growlithe. So, guess we gotta go rescue that Growlithe. So we surf on over on Basculegion, and holy crap, it's fast. Iscan reluctantly agrees to come with you, even though he can't really help much, so he's probably just there for moral support. When you get to the island, you find the bandits tormenting the poor Growlithe, and well, what do you know, we have to battle them. This time you have to battle all 3 of them, but 2 of them only have 1 Pokemon, and then the last one has 2, so it's really not too bad. After the battle, the little noble Growlithe comes running up. Holy crap! Apparently it swam all the way here from the other island. That's pretty crazy. Especially considering it's afraid of the water. All 3 of the bandit girls send their Pokemon out to attack it. Then this happens. Looks like we got ourselves a new noble Pokemon. Apparently the Growlithe was desperately trying to help its Growlithe friend, so it overcame its fear and now it's ready to fight. But then... lightning strikes out of the space-time rift just like it did to Cleavor, and it sets the newly evolved Arcanine into a frenzy. The bandit sisters are like, oh shit, and then they go running off. But we gotta get out of here too, we don't have any bombs or anything. Then Irida comes running up, and we make bombs. Then, you know the drill. This boss fight is a little tricky, mostly because of the fact that you have barely anywhere to move. It's hard to dodge the attacks when the arena is so damn small. Once you finish the battle, you get yourself the flame plate. You hear an Arcanine roar in the distance, and it's not the one that's right in front of you. Maybe the ghost of that Arcanine was what was haunting this island. I think now it can finally rest in peace. Once you're done, you have a quick conversation with Irida. She doesn't really feel like her presence there made much of a difference. She's a young leader, and she has a lot to learn. So it's only natural that she's going to be down on herself at first. Anyways, we gotta get back to Jubilife Village and get ourselves a fat meal. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. This cutscene does pop up a lot. The next morning, some random dude comes up and says that the commander's looking for you. Who the hell are you telling me what to do? Wait, he looks kind of familiar. Anyhow, when you get to the commander, he tells you your next mission is to go to the Cobalt Highlands and you have to quell the noble Electrode. Then this blue dude with the beanie comes in and starts talking mad crap to you. It's like, what the hell did I do to you? He thinks you can't handle the Electrode. I mean, he is the warden for it after all. His name is Melly. Adaman wants to prove to him that you're definitely capable of dealing with it, so he battles you. After Adaman and Melly leave, Celine needs to talk to you in her office for a second. After she briefs you on your mission to quell the Electrode, she says that you're going to need help from some guy that's in the training grounds right now and you should go see him. I wonder who it is. Hey, it's that guy from earlier. This is Ingo. Yes, the same Ingo from Black and White. No, I mean legit the same Ingo from Black and White. As in, he fell through the space-time rift from a similar time as you. But he lost all of his memories, so he doesn't really remember anything. He doesn't remember Emmett or the battle subway. None of it. Anyways, he found his place here with the Pearl Clan. He's actually the warden for a Pokemon called Sneasler. I guess you're going to need help from that Pokemon to climb the mountain to reach Electrode. Once you get to the Cobalt Highlands, you gotta meet Ingo in front of this cave. Then Melly pops up. Now he's actually against the idea of quelling Electrode. He thinks that it being frenzied is a gift from the almighty Sinnoh, even though the Pokemon that are frenzied are actually causing harm to themselves. In fact, he even goes out of his way to try to stop you guys. When you and Ingo pass through this cave, Melly put out all the torches so you can't see anything and you have to walk really slow. I mean, I could see just fine, but the game says I can't. So we're walking slow. You eventually bump into Melly again. This time, he's not even letting you pass. He wants to battle. After you beat him in his skunk tank, he makes a tactical retreat. Alright, buddy. While Ingo gives you a quick history lesson about the ancient quarry, Volo comes walking by. Man, this guy is everywhere. He seems to spend a lot of time thinking about what's on the other side of that space-time rift. Well, to be honest, if I seen something like that in the sky, I'd wonder too. Anyhow, you'll eventually get to a point with Ingo where the only way to go is up. Well, I'm no mountain climber, so hopefully this Pokemon of his is pretty damn good at climbing. But before he calls the Pokemon, you have to battle him. After you beat him, he calls down Sneasler. I don't see his saddle, so I'm not really sure how this is gonna work. Oh, you ride in a basket. Look at your character's eyes. Anyhow, now that we have the help of Sneasler, we can finally get to Electrode. We gotta have a rematch with Melly and his skunk tank. Hey, that's 3 against 1! You asshole, that's fucked up! Anyways, you finally beat him, and you want to quell the Electrode, but we don't know what his favorite food is, so we don't know how to make bombs for them. And he's not gonna tell us. Great. Oh, well, at least Adaman knows. I guess he could have told me earlier, that would have been nice. So now we can make the bombs and finally face off with Electrode. The battle with Electrode is pretty hectic. You have a lot of room to move around, but you really need to move a lot. After he's quelled, you get the Zap Plate, and then he rolls on off like a boss. Ingo comes walking back up after you finish quelling Electrode. He seems to remember some stuff from his time. He remembers that people lived together and cooperated with Pokemon, which is a lot different in comparison to Hisui, where people just fear Pokemon. Anyhow, mission complete, so now it's time to head back to Jubilife and get some rest. As soon as you wake up the next day, it's straight back to work. There's Irida and Adaman, and I guess you gotta meet them with the commander. I guess there's one more noble that needs to be quelled in the Alabaster Icelands. I guess this one is Avalugg, and apparently it's really big. Anyhow, we have to meet with Celine downstairs for briefing, and then this happens. That was out of character for Celine. I guess she's afraid of bugs. Anyhow, once she's done briefing you, you head on out, and you bump into Akari and Professor Levinton at the gate. You have a kind of philosophical conversation with them about quelling the nobles and stuff, and then you battle Akari. After you beat her, she wishes you good luck, and then it's off to the Icelands. You're accompanied by Irida and Adaman this time. They just bicker at each other, and then they head off to find Garrick, who's the warden of Avalugg, and also Irida's teacher, I guess. When you get to him, he's this shirtless guy who looks kind of like Bryson. What the hell is it with people in the Pearl Clan wearing barely any clothes in the snow? He plays 20 questions with you, testing your resolve. He wants to try to find out if you're quelling these Pokemon out of the good in your heart, or if you're doing it just because you're ordered to do it. I don't know, man. They made it pretty clear that they're gonna kick me out of the village to die if I don't quell these Pokemon. So, I'm just gonna keep quelling these Pokemon. So then you have to battle him right afterwards, and of course, he's jumping you just like every other trainer does. After the battle, they explain to you that Avalug's favorite food is actually eternal ice, but the only place you can get it is on top of this glacial plateau. I guess Sneasler can't even climb on ice, so I guess we're gonna have to fly up to it. And that's where Sabi comes in. She's part of the Diamond Clan, and she's the warden for Braviary. She claims to be clairvoyant. Anyways, she makes you chase her all over the map. You have to find her at like 3 different spots before she finally helps you out. She does this dumb pose. I mean, it was cute the first time, but she does it like 1,000,000,000 times. Anyhow, she leads you to Snow Point Temple. You have to do a bunch of puzzles to get through here. All these puzzles are related to the 3 Reggies. And at the end, you have to battle her. And of course, she sends out 3 Pokemon. Yeah, does this look like a fair matchup for my fucking Bibarel? Anyhow, I barely scraped through that battle. Just FYI, make sure you heal afterwards, because as soon as you go upstairs to meet her in Braviary outside, you have to battle Braviary. Luckily, my Drifblim is a beast and I was able to beat it. Well, now that you've beaten Braviary, you can soar all over the place. Hell yeah. Now we can go get that Eternal Ice and finally face Avalugg. The problem with this battle is that Avalugg has a really weird hitbox. Whenever it's time to send out a Pokemon and fight, it seems to always miss. And the window of time you get to run up close and throw it isn't really enough. If it wasn't for that, this fight wouldn't be very hard. Once you've quelled the Avalugg, you get the Icicle Plate, and it seems like the Pearl and Diamond clans are reaching a turning point in their little feuds, and they're really starting to come together. Anyhow, it's a job well done, so it's time to head back to Jubilife City. With all the nobles quelled, the citizens are all very hopeful that the space-time rift will finally close. And then really, it's all thanks to your hard work. You're pretty much the driving force behind it. So it's time to eat a nice fat meal and get a good night's sleep. Cause well, you've earned it at this point. And then you wake up to this mission. Well, this can't be good. Everybody's freaking out about the sky, and well, rightfully so. The commander has an emergency meeting with the clan leaders. Well, let's see what he has to say. When you fell out of the space-time rift, not too long afterwards, that's when the first Pokemon got frenzied. The rest of the noble Pokemon became frenzied after you showed up. So he puts 2 and 2 together and decides that you're secretly behind all this. Hey, screw you, asshole! He doesn't want to hear it though. The clan leaders seem to believe that you're innocent, but he doesn't care. He thinks that you just earned everybody's trust to try to deceive them. So he kicks your ass out of the village. Bro, that's not cool. After everything I did for you all, and you're just gonna throw me out to the curb. Well, screw you all then! Celine escorts you out to Obsidian Fieldlands, and the professor and Akari tag along too. All of your friends seem to be on your side about this. Even Celine seems to believe that you're innocent, but she has orders to follow. Celine does suggest that you seek out help from the Pearl or Diamond clans. I guess that's not a bad idea. Pretty much though, the only way you're going to return back to the village is if you return the sky to normal. How the hell are you supposed to do that? Anyhow, we head over to Leanne to see if we can seek salvation with the Pearl clan. Well, just like everybody in Jubilife, the Pearl clan is thrown into a panic as well, so they kind of want nothing to do with you. Screw you guys then. Next you reach out to Mai of the Diamond clan, and well, she pretty much says the same thing. Everybody seems to be afraid of you now. Well, I guess this is it. We're just gonna go die in the wild then. Hey look, a Shinx. When things are looking pretty grim, here comes Volo. I guess he wants to help. He knows somewhere that you can hide out at while you're trying to figure out how to solve this mess. He takes you to this small camp called the Ancient Retreat. There's this lady here named Kagita. He introduces you both. So apparently it's Kagita's duty to guide you to your destiny, which is to prevent the upcoming disaster from happening. As you probably guessed by now, the space-time rift is like a portal that leads to multiple different dimensions, one of which is where the almighty Sinnoh hails. And no, contrary to what the Diamond and Pearl clans believe, the almighty Sinnoh is not the god of just time or just space, but rather the balance of both. The two together comprise all creation. Now before I get into what we're actually supposed to do, Irida and Adaman show up. Now you have a choice. You can pick which one of them you want to help you through your next few trials. I don't think it makes that big of a difference who you pick, so I went with Irida. You have to go to Lake Valor, Lake Verity, and Lake Acuity. There's a Pokemon that dwells in a cave on an island in each of the lakes that represents a part of the mind. Yup, it's the 3 Lake Guardians, Azelf, Uixie, and Mesprit. But we don't get to catch them right now. You have to complete a trial with each of these and receive their gifts. Then you can take those gifts to the Shrouded Ruins where you will receive the Red Chain. And according to old words, the Red Chain can be used to bind the world together. Whatever that means. So now that you have the Red Chain, Kagita has finally fulfilled her duty of passing on this information to you. But it seems Volo heard something that happened in town. I guess the commander is setting off to climb the mountain and go investigate the rift on his own. Good. Let the old man do some work. But that was supposed to be your job instead of his, and we already have the Red Chain, so we can't let him do that. Back to Jubilife Village we go. Once you get back to the village, I guess the commander had already left. Everybody in the village is starting to realize that the commander was wrong about you. The stuff going on in the space-time rift is extremely dangerous, so it's probably smart that you take the Red Chain up there and handle things before anyone gets hurt. Celine even restores your rank back with the Survey Corps, and does away with the whole expulsion from the village. So off we go, up to the top of Mount Coronet. On your way up the mountain, you bump into Benny. What are you doing here, old man? Well, I guess he's here to stop you. I guess he's always secretly been the commander's right-hand man, so because his loyalty to the commander, he's gonna make extra sure that nobody does anything to interrupt his plans. So then he turns into a ninja, and now you have to battle him. I was pretty underleveled at this point in the game, so this was a pretty hard battle. I recommend getting your Pokemon in at least their mid-50s before you get to this point in the game. Once you get past Benny, you finally get to the top of Mount Coronet. Irida and Adaman seem to think that the almighty Sinnoh is close to making its arrival. This is definitely not good for Kamado, so we need to go talk some sense into him. It seems like he's in quite a panic about the whole situation, but he doesn't seem like he's completely closed off the voice of reason. In all reality, a situation like this would probably cause everybody to act kinda crazy, so you can't really blame him that much. Anyhow, he decides to battle you and let fate run its course. If you were strong enough to beat Benny, then you're probably strong enough to beat him as well. They're similar in strength. After you beat him, well, he apologizes to you. He even bows down to you like a dog with his tail between its legs. Pathetic. Get up, old man. We got work to do. So now it's time to face off with the almighty Sinnoh. Irida starts hearing voices from Sinnoh. It says you with the red chain, try to catch it. Okay. And then a portal opens and out comes... Hey look, it's Palkia. Anyhow, without the red chain, the Palkia would have been frenzied, so you can battle it like a normal Pokemon and catch it. Also, if you would have picked Adaman to help you instead of Irida, it probably would have been Dialga instead. Anyhow, Palkia was surprisingly easy to catch. So, what's next? Irida hears another message from Palkia. It says that space-time is growing chaotic, and the frenzied one is about to show up to fight. What? What frenzied one? Holy shit, it's Dialga. We gotta get out of here. It seemed that when Dialga passed through the rift, even more energy started pouring into the world. If space-time continues to go on unbalanced, it can lead to the collapse of the entire universe. But I haven't even found a shiny yet. Anyways, at least Adaman and Irida learned the truth about the almighty Sinnoh. There's one for space and time. Take your pick. But we need to do something about Dialga. We can't really do anything though without another red chain, so what can we do? After a little bit of debating, they come to the conclusion that we can make another red chain out of ore that is made with the same material as these plates that you've been collecting. So we ask Leanne to help us find some of this ore, seeing that he's a miner. You get briefly interrupted by the 3 bandit girls while you're trying to get these ores. They quickly battle you, but in reality, it honestly just seemed like they were worried about the sky, and they may have even wanted to help. Anyways, once you get those ores, we gotta take them back to Professor Laventon and see what kind of contraption he comes up with. He comes out of his office with the Origin Ball. I guess it works kind of like the red chain. Anyhow, now that we have some way to face Dialga, it's time to head back up to Mount Coronet. What the hell is that thing? Yeah, you have to face Dialga in his alternate form. He's actually not that hard of a boss battle. Well, at least at this point, you're probably used to dodging and all that stuff, so it probably just feels easier because of that. And once you weaken Dialga enough, it's time to catch him with the Origin Ball. And with that, it looks like you averted the disaster. It seems like in this moment, everybody can finally breathe easily. Kamado seems to be extremely relieved after all this. So, he decides to have a huge ceremony, and all clans are invited. It's nice to see everybody come together in the end. But of course, we gotta look at some of the endgame stuff too. At least what's out right now, because there'll probably be more through DLC. Meet up in Captain Celine's office for what seems like a progress report on the Pokédex. During the discussion, Volo walks in, and he says that through all of his travels, he's learned a lot about the mystical Pokémon of Hisui, and that he can help you guys learn even more. Captain Celine sends you off to work with Volo, because who doesn't want more Pokédex information, I guess? So you meet with Volo by this ancient mural in Obsidian Fieldlands. There's art like this scattered all over Hisui, and it all seems to tell a story. It's a story of a young soul who traveled around with Pokémon to collect the fragments of an all-encompassing deity, and its name is Arceus. Or Arceus, I don't fucking know. He believes that the fragments from the story are actually those plates that you've been getting throughout the game. He wants to learn more about them and collect them all with you, so we take a visit back to the ancient retreat. So you and Volo ask Kagita if she knows anything about the ancient plates. Unfortunately, she doesn't know very much about them, but she does have an idea as to where you can find them. Now it's time to capture all the legendary Pokémon. There's a lot in this game too. For each one you catch, you're gonna get a different plate. Let's start with the 3 Lake Guardians. This time you don't have to do a puzzle, you just walk in and you battle them like any other Pokémon. Now, they're like a bundle. You're not going to get the plate until you've gotten all 3 of them. Then you can go and face Heatran. For some reason, Irida and Iscan come there with you. I guess she doesn't like the heat. Next up, let's go catch Cresselia. Cresselia's hanging out in that Noble Electrode's home, so Melly is all flustered about that. And then finally, there's Regigigas. Now, you can't actually get to Regigigas if you don't have the steel, ice, and rock plates, so I recommend heading to this one last. Once you've captured all the Pokémon that she listed off to you, she wants to give you a gift in celebration, but first she asks you to bring her 3 pieces of wood. Why the hell do you want 3 pieces of wood? Anyhow, she uses the wood to create a new cutting board because her old one is just not working very well. She gives you the old one as a gift. Wait a sec, this is a plate? She's been using a plate as a cutting board. Seeing that you've amassed a large amount of these ancient plates, you guys still aren't really sure what you're supposed to be doing with these plates. So Volo asks you to meet him around the Celestica ruins, so hopefully you guys can find a hint as to what we're supposed to do. So you meet Volo by this broken statue. I guess this statue used to be of the Pokemon Giratina. Giratina is a Pokemon just as strong as Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga, but it was banished for how violent it was. It was sent to a world on the reverse side of the one you currently live in. So now it lays in wait to hopefully destroy Arceus one day. But then Volo starts acting really strange. He starts laughing like a madman. Calm down, bro. He talks about how he's curious about peering into the reverse side of the world just to get to know the almighty Sinnoh a little bit better, and possibly even create a better world. He races off to Mount Coronet in his excitement, so I guess we should go follow him? I don't know if I like what's going on right now. When you meet with him on top of Mount Coronet, he asks you how many plates that you have. You have 17 out of 18, and well, he has the last one. Then he drops his whole act and he finally reveals his true intentions. He's been using you to collect the plates because he's obsessed with gaining the power of Arceus, so he wants to summon Giratina and use its power to force Arceus to create an entire new world. So he tries to steal all the plates from you, and he's willing to do anything it takes. Now let me just say that this battle is hard as hell. Now his 6 Pokemon aren't too difficult to beat, but you see the problem starts after the battle. Yeah, Giratina gets summoned and you have to battle it, but the problem is you don't get a chance to heal, and this Giratina is a beast. If your Pokemon aren't close to their 70s, he's just gonna one-shot everything. And to make matters even worse, when you do beat Giratina, he just turns into his alternate form and is at full HP again. That's some bullshit. Anyhow, you'll eventually beat this Giratina, and when you do, it'll teleport off somewhere into the world. Volo's not very happy about this whole situation. He pretty much accepts defeat at this point and just hands you his plate. But then, your Celestica flute that you've been using to call the noble Pokemon transforms into the Azure flute. When you try to play the flute, nothing happens. But then you get a message on your Arc phone. Seek out all Pokemon. Yep, you have to fill the Pokedex if you want to meet Arceus. I actually haven't done it yet, so I don't have footage. And well, that wraps up the endgame story. There's still other legendaries you can get too, though. Make sure you're checking the mission boards, because that's where you'll be getting requests to find some of these legendaries. The mission to find Giratina in Turnback Cave is actually one of these requests. If you have save data from Sword and Shield, there's actually a request to get Shaman. If you have save data from the Diamond and Pearl remakes, you can get Darkrai. There is a request to get Manaphy as well, and you don't even need any save data from other games to get that one. When you head back to the Galaxy headquarters, you bump into Kagita there. She gives you information on the 3 roaming legendaries, Tornadus, Landorus, and Thundurus. Once you've caught all 3 of them, you can return to Kagita, and I guess it unlocks another legendary Pokemon you can catch. That pretty much sums up everything main story-wise. There's still so much more to do though with all the requests and how big the world is to explore. Plus the shiny hunting in this game is wild, so there's always that. The Bandit Sisters even pop up randomly on the maps. You should totally battle them too, because they give you items that sell for a lot of money. Anyways, this video has gone on for long enough now, so thank you for watching, and I hope it helped you out. See you next time.